All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? Try them all now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine. Copyright 2026, The Coca-Cola Company. Sprite is a registered trademark of The Coca-Cola Company.
And now, a special edition of the Toddcast podcast.
Powered by Citywide Mortgage Services, providing complete financing and mortgage services for residential and small commercial businesses. Visit them at citywidemortgage.ca.
Now, here's your host, Todd Hancock.
Every career has a moment that changes everything. You have a breakthrough, a risk, a story that you'll never forget, a career highlight. Well, this week, you'll hear from 9 guests as they look back on the moments that defined their journey, from unexpected opportunities to career pivots to hard-earned victories and lessons learned along the way. Whether you're chasing your own goals or just love hearing great stories, this week is packed with insight, perspective, and memorable moments from remarkable careers. In sports, sometimes she's a voice echoing through an arena. Another is someone who can end a fight in under a minute, and a straight-up legend of the NHL. In entertainment, one guest lives where performance meets longevity. Another lives in a world built on creativity, character, and connection, and he knows all about the craft of becoming someone else, living inside different worlds and different minds. And you'll hear from this week's musical guests in just a minute, a voice that cuts through eras, big sound with an alternative rock edge. Another is a guitarist who spent years in the trenches with one of rock's biggest. And another is an up-and-coming pop star. Great to have you there. My name is Todd Hancock, and it's thanks to our sponsors that we're able to keep banging out these podcasts for you, like our title sponsor, Citywide Mortgage Services. Good friends of the podcast, the best at what they do. One of the owners, Dara, is a longtime friend. He helped me out early last year renewing my mortgage, got me locked in at a great rate as well, all things considered, especially Trump was just being sworn into office again, but Dara still managed to get me into something that worked for me, still works for me. Of course, the Bank of Canada dropped the key interest rate. Now is the time to buy or renew or refinance. I know that you know the name. Citywide's been helping people with mortgages for decades. They work for you. They don't work for the big banks, which is beauty. They have access to over 30 lenders. So use my network to better yours. Citywidemortgage.ca. Citywidemortgage.ca. It's who I trust, and you can as well. Okay, coming up in just a few minutes in Listen to This, Airborne drummer Ryan O'Keefe talks about the songwriting process for that band. Of course, they have new music coming out as well, if you hadn't heard that. That's powered by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, RV Service and Repairs. Yes, they are ICBC accredited as well. They're coming up on 11 years as a sponsor, absolutely key to why we've been able to keep going. Huge love to Tamara and the crew. You can find them online from time to time on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Where else? Of course, their tag at Tedco RV Supplies. First, let's get you some career highlights from this week's musical guests, all of whom are powered by Parallel 49 Brewing. Let's talk about a craft beer powerhouse here in Vancouver and across British Columbia. About 15 years ago, a few buddies wanted to make their own beer, and they've been killing it ever since. They go back to 2012, and now their East Van brewery produces dozens of quality drinkable beers. Their tasting room, their street kitchen, has over 40 taps. It's always hopping. It's a really cool place to hang. So check them out online if you haven't already through parallel49brewing.com. Parallel49brewing.com. You know, there's a point in every career where you stop chasing the next thing for a second, and then you kind of look back and notice the trail you've already left behind. Trevor Hurst fronts Econoline Crush, one of Canada's best rock bands, national radio play, Juno Award winners, and Trevor told the story of how Alanis Morissette, Lisa Marie Presley, and Alice Cooper all factor into his career highlight.
One of the things that was kind of funny and fun and a moment for me was when we did go to New York to play at Madison Square Gardens. I was convinced, I should probably get a new pair of jeans. So I go to Macy's and I'm trying to get these jeans, and I'm in the denim section. I'm looking, and this girl comes to help me, one of the salespeople. And she was like, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I want to get some jeans, playing a show tonight." And she goes, "Where are you playing?" "Well, Madison Square Garden." "No way." "Well, what's your music? What do you sound like?" And I paused for a second, and I was like, "Well, this." And it was playing over the store intercom at the exact perfect time. Another weird highlight, not really a con line, but I can remember going to this store in Santa Monica one time, and I was getting a coffee, and it was kind of like a store where they'd have, there was vendors in kind of all these spots. So I'm standing there waiting for my coffee, and I look behind me, and Alanis Morissette is sitting there, and she goes, "Hi," and I go, "Hi." I didn't know she knew or whatever. And then I look to my left, and Lisa Marie Presley tries on this ring. So she puts this ring on, and she goes and does the Elvis thing with her lip. And it was so much like her dad. I was just like, whoa, like, what is that?
Crazy.
And
so random.
And then another great one was, or one that kind of makes me smile, is back when we did the run across Canada with Alice Cooper. Catering was wicked. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So before we would go on, I would slip chocolate chip cookies in Zig's coat pockets. So when he would go for a pick, he'd pull out this chocolate chip cookie, and I'd be in the middle of a song. All of a sudden, this chocolate chip cookie would come flying across the stage at me.
That is crazy. He goes, it was playing over the store's intercom at the exact perfect time. No doubt, perfect timing. Love Trevor and the boys. So from Econoline Crush to former Five Finger Death Punch guitarist Jason Hook, he brings serious pedigree, multiple Billboard charting albums, and global touring. Jason now leads Flat Black, a more personal creative vision showcasing his signature tone. So where does Flat Black factor into things?
Well, I mean, look, Flat Black's too early to name as a highlight. I certainly feel like it's positioned well.
Yeah.
It hasn't really had a chance to perform yet. And like, make no mistake, I mean, I worked really hard on that band, and I'm proud of it. I've got a lot of gold and silver dots on my wall that reflect the hard work. And so I'm proud of that, and I feel like I'm attached to those songs. I worked very hard on them, and I'm not saying it's a solo effort. It's, it's not, it was a band effort. And, but I felt very attached to that music. It's actually hard to kind of feel like I'm never going to play that stuff again. There's like albums and albums and albums worth of effort.
And like number one songs multiple times over. And,
yeah. And, I can't go out and play all that stuff that I worked on, I mean, we can play anything we want. And certainly Rex, my singer, he can sing all that stuff. And I think what we're going to do is we're probably just going to rotate Death Punch songs in and out, and we'll learn like 25, 30 of them. So you'll never know which one you're going to get. We'll do some deep
the wheel of.
Yeah. Like we'll do some deep cuts where people are like, oh my God, they play My Nemesis, or they play, whatever, Wrecking Ball, or, like we'll figure out.
Yeah.
Because they won't, they stick to the core set. But for us, it'll just be like a fun moment where we can switch it up.
That's awesome. He goes, I've got a lot of gold and silver dots on my wall that reflect the hard work. Love that. Jason and the rest of Flat Black, by the way, currently working on their second album. Hopefully we'll hear that sooner than later, maybe in the coming months. Okay, so finally, to an emerging pop artist who broke through with emotionally driven singles like Spell on Me and Ain't Got Time. Shab quickly grabbed international attention and cites touring specifically as a highlight.
Yes, definitely. I would say my tours in UK. I felt like a real artist. The first time I went on a tour, I remember I was really scared. I was prepared, but I wasn't as prepared as I thought I would have been. And it was with Anastasia. She canceled a lot of tours. I mean, that could have been a really amazing tour for me. But because she canceled out of Germany. And Germany, I grew up in Germany, and I had my speech in German, and I couldn't wait to go back and tell the German people how much I appreciate them, how much I love them. It's my beloved Germany, because I was the first country that accepted me as a refugee. I'm so grateful, just going back and just giving them love and being thankful, and my beloved US, of course. But my last tour that I did with JLS, I've done 4 tours so far, and 2 of them were like arena tours, my first arena tour, and I did 18 shows, and I was up there for a good 40 minutes, and it just was this amazing energy, and it's incredible to be able to be prepared, that God gives you that energy to go and sing your music and finally share it with the world is the greatest gift and blessing in the world, to be able to do what you love, because your spirit is alive and you're sharing all these things with the people that, your fans that you love, and, you all exchanging energy. And it's such a beautiful thing. That's was great. Highlight of it. I was prepared. I was on the Stairmaster every day for 2 hours and and I was just like, you know what, I want to go be prepared. I want my voice to be prepared. I want myself to be prepared. And I was prepared, and I was really proud of the shows that I did, and I was ready.
Parallel 49 Brewing is proudly the official beer of the Toddcast podcast, where craft meets character.
The pressure's building inside of this house. I'm nothing but trouble when words are escaping my mouth. I feel this all going south. You always tell me that I am no fun. I hold it together while you're finding ways to stay numb, just to slip off the tongue. You thought we would grow old, I thought you would grow up. You're twisting my words and I'm calling your bluff. It's easy to see why this love's been so tough. You keep pulling me under, but I've had enough. Let the rain fall down on me. You say I'll never leave. You're in pain, it's clear for all to see. Young in vain, let the rain fall down on me. Let the rain fall down on me. It's safe to say we shouldn't be going insane. Please set me free. I gave you everything, I've got nothing left. Always taken for granted, so I'm stuck here feeling bereft. An unmistakable theft. And if I'm honest, I've got more to say, but I won't even bother, cause you never listen anyway. And I'll wear the blame. You thought we would grow old, you've been down in the dumps. You tear me apart with each clandestine bump. It's so clear to see why this love's been so tough. You fly away on me and I've had enough. Let the rain fall down on me. You say I'll never leave. You're in pain, it's clear for all to see. Young in vain, let the rain fall down on me. Let the rain fall down on me. It's safe to say we shouldn't be going insane. Please set me free.
And now, listen to this on the Toddcast podcast.
Sometimes things just fall in your lap, and credit where it's due. Legendary producer Mike Fraser helped make this interview happen. I've known Mike for years, likely from hanging around at the Warehouse, which is Bryan Adams' recording spot here in Vancouver. Well, one day he texts me out of the blue. He's in Australia saying, "Hey, I'm talking with the guys of Airborne about your podcast." Mike had done the podcast recently. He said, "Do you want me to get one of them on?" I'm like, hell yes, obviously. Their drummer Ryan called up shortly after that. So Airborne formed in Australia in 2003 with brothers Ryan and singer Joel O'Keefe, along with their good buddy bassist Justin Street. Their debut album, Runnin' Wild, in 2007 put them on the map, followed by No Guts, No Glory, Black Dog Barking, and then the Mike Fraser produced Breaking Out of Hell. They've toured with bands like Iron Maiden, Kid Rock, Korn. You've heard their music on tons of video games. Guitar Hero World Tour, Madden NFL Football 2008, Need for Speed Undercover, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, NHL games 2008, 11, 14. In fact, one of their songs was the official theme song for Royal Rumble in 2008. And when Ryan was a guest, we talked about Axl Rose fronting that AC/DC tour years back, opening up for Iron Maiden and how that's one of his career highlights. He told a near-death story, the music that he grew up around, and check this out, how Airborne writes songs. You've got to listen to this.
It's a bit of both. Like the riffs will get sort of built up over time, recorded on a phone or something like that, and then lyrics will get written separately sometimes, and then you sort of come off the road and then start putting, some will pair up together, and sometimes a lyric working for one riff just somehow sticks to another one better, and then sometimes you've got a riff that's so awesome that it almost writes itself, because the riff, it sounds like, say, with Breaking Out of Hell, it's a song that you knew had to have a title like that. So, the Breaking Out of Hell is not necessarily, wouldn't be like a sex song. It had to be more of like a Breaking Out of Hell song. So those kind of vibes, you just work all the way up till, the final critic is the microphone in the studio. And when you're actually literally singing in that thing, any those little bells that you had that something just wasn't good enough, that's right then and there is where you kind of go, it's not working, let's spend an hour and change this line. It's because once it's on tape, it's on tape.
Listen to This on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, an ICBC-approved repair shop. Visit them on Facebook and Twitter at Tedco RV Supplies. And now, highlighting our next Blue Light Sessions, powered in part by Canadian Club Whiskey. Meet your new cold one. We serve Canadian Club and Ginger ready-to-drink cocktails at all of our live shows. Visit CanadianClub.com today.
I'm getting older, I'm getting smarter, I'm getting closer day by day. Sink or swim or just dive right in to an ocean far away. Homeward bound, not lost or found. We will make it there somehow. I'm running to it, I'm getting through it. I can see both sides now. Caught between two sliding doors, could be better, could be worse, but I need more. Don't wanna go home, but I can't stay here. Watch for a sign, wait for the all clear. Caught between two sliding doors, self-inflicted tug of war, but I can see both sides now. The judge, the jury, the fight, the fury, there's always someone else to blame. Push and pull
So putting too much pressure on them, this Friday night is going to be magical. So the band is Hyenas, and a new song for them. It's from their brand new album called Human Nature. The song is Sliding Door. And how cool is it that they asked us to host their album release party? So it's this Friday, May 29, at the Blue Light Studio in East Vancouver. Toddcast Podcast, Blue Light Sessions, Volume 50. Hyenas and Dollhead. Going to play something from those guys later on. 2 45-minute sets with the interview and the performance. Tickets are $25 through eventbrite.ca. Brite, eventbrite.ca. There are still limited tickets available. Hope you can make it out. I played you Chief State and a new song for those guys. It's called April Showers, and they just played a show, I think it was at the Pearl, wasn't it? Downtown Vancouver a couple of weeks back. And how awesome to see those guys playing a bigger room like that. They're poised to be the next breakout band in Vancouver. Very cool. Okay, so coming up shortly in Stop Me If You've Heard This Before, voiceover talent Amanda Sellers, who's the person you hear on this podcast, by the way. She's the voice that you hear. She talks about the ups and downs of working in voiceover. That is powered by the Home Dwell Group. One of the partners, Kyle, I've known literally since elementary school, like just little kids playing Army and G.I. Joe and trading comic books and that sort of thing. But when he graduated high school, he got right into designing homes and buildings that you'd probably know in Vancouver. And he's buying and selling homes too. So take the guesswork out of buying. He'll know if a place is worth buying and what needs fixing up. It's simple. If you're buying a house or you're selling your home, contact Kyle through homedwell.ca, homedwell.ca. First, let's get you back to more guests and some sporting guests and their career highlights. You don't always recognize a moment when you're in it. Most of the time, it's just another shift. But later, some of those moments, they start to shine. Caroline Frolic is the in-stadium PA announcer for the Vancouver Rise FC. She brings energy to the game day experience. Her voice sets the tone inside the venue, guides you through the flow of the game. Caroline also hosted an all-women's sports show on Sportsnet 650.
I'd say maybe Canucks PA. You know, that Calgary, Vancouver game that I did, the very first one, being the first woman in Canada to PA a full NHL game, being the first for the Canucks, well, Canucks in Canada, but yeah, the second in NHL, and what that meant and what that means. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he brought his daughter to the game, and he knew I was doing the game. He brought his daughter to the game, and he didn't say anything. She's like 8, 10 years old. And then she was like, "Daddy, is that a girl?" He goes, "Mm-hmm." She goes, "Is that why you love the Canucks?" And okay, sure. Yeah. She, sure. This is what we're going with. But things like that. No, oh gosh, then there's OT with Caroline, Lindsay, and Lena. We had a show on Sportsnet 650, the first all-female sports talk panel. And we had dads calling in and texting us all the time, saying, I'm listening with my daughters. This is really cool. Thank you. And then the three of us would just look at each other and go, well, crap, this is bigger than us now, isn't it? Jeez, no pressure. Because when I was 8 years old, I didn't hear a woman on a PA system. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't a dream come true. I didn't dream it. I didn't know I could do it. So I would probably think, a tie for those. But I mean, doing that first PA Canucks game, man, and all the anxiety and all the sickness that came with it and all the nerves, man, it means a lot. And I'm still doing it for Abbotsford.
Gotta love that. Love the quote. She goes, the first woman in Canada to PA a full NHL game. Kudos to Caroline. As we'll stay in hockey and bring in a 5-time Stanley Cup champion, best known for his years with the Edmonton Oilers in the dynasty of the 80s. Goaltender Grant Fuhr.
That's probably impossible. I mean, I think the biggest highlight's just playing your first NHL game. I mean, I was lucky enough to do it in front of friends and family at home at Edmonton, so that would probably go down as one of my biggest highlights.
Mm-hmm. Can you still remember the game and how you were feeling?
It's probably one of the few times I was nervous.
No doubt.
Normally I'm pretty calm when I'm playing, but that's the one time I actually felt nervous.
No doubt. He goes, normally I'm pretty calm when it comes to playing, but that's the one time I actually felt nervous. Cool to hear Grant Fuhr talking about coming into the NHL and the pressure and the nerves that kind of went along with it. And from a Vezina award-winning goalie to a professional Muay Thai fighter known for her disciplined striking, her competitive mindset, Eva Schultz talks about her first fight in Thailand.
Oh, I really think I have a few.
Right, that's my stuff.
Yes, I think my first fight in Thailand, that I would say that would be the one, because I was fighting a girl she had 150 fights and I had maybe had 15 or 16 fights. And she was WBC champion in Thailand, and I did a really good match with her. And I didn't win it, but everybody betted money on her. So she had to win,
right.
Otherwise Thai people may get a little bit not satisfied.
Right.
But it was a great fight. It was a good fight for me, and I think I worked very good during the whole fight. And of course, there are stuff where you say, "Oh, I can do better." There always is, and there will always be that. So, but that would be the best experience for me.
The Toddcast podcast is powered by Milano Coffee, bringing you the finest espresso and coffee concepts in the world. Online at milanocoffee.ca. Now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Believe me, getting into voice work is not easy. It's a grind. It's a constant hustle. You've got to pay your dues. You got to prove that you can keep up and never waste studio time. One of the best in the game, voiceover actor Amanda Sellers, joined us on the podcast. Breaking in takes thick skin, countless auditions, lots of turndowns, maybe the occasional gig. But if you're ready for the challenge, it's incredibly rewarding. Amanda shares all of that in the full conversation. And we go way back, nearly 20 years. She started out fronting a Vancouver rock band as Amanda Sonic. That's how we know each other. In fact, Amanda's the girl that you hear on the podcast. She's our official voice. And when she was a guest, we talked about hiking the West Coast Trail, eating vegetarian, seeing Tiffany live, voicing commercials for Ziploc, Expedia, Febreze, building the voiceoverschool.com. Like I said, she's one of the best. And as usual, we went way beyond what our guests are known for. Amanda talked about growing up to the music of Willie Nelson, Madonna, Guns N' Roses, and Motley Crue. She shared a near-death moment from rolling a car as a teenager, stories from her time working in housekeeping and at Hooters, and the shows she enjoys binge-watching with her family. And stop me if you've heard this before, Amanda talked about the ups and downs and the excitement of working in voiceover.
Oh, voice acting. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so competitive. So you're up against 100 people for an audition. A lot of the time, especially nowadays, everyone working from home from all over the world. And, people have the resources, the equipment, the training. So it's competitive. I feel like what set me apart, I guess, or what paved the way was the tenacity and the not taking no for an answer. I just was so determined to make it happen that I would get up early and I would stay up late. And I took a lot of risks too. Like, I'm the kind of person that will reach out to someone who you would never, ever think would ever respond, but then they do respond, and then it changes the path of your life. I worked with Sarah Blakely and Jesse Itzler. Sarah Blakely owns Spanx. Jesse Itzler sold a private jet company to Warren Buffett. They're, these crazy entrepreneurs. And it was just me reaching out saying, hey, I heard you're starting your own app. If you need a promo voice for this app, let me know. I would love to work with you. And then his team happened to listen to my demo and I got in there. Then I ended up on the radio station. It was fun. I did enjoy radio at that. I think I like it now. When I was younger, I was too insecure to come up with the content and, make everything entertaining. But I feel like now I have the experience to be a good DJ. But yeah, so I think that's been part of it. And then when you just know that that's what you want to do, you stop at nothing to make it happen.
Stop Me If You've Heard This Before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by the HomedWell Group. Buying a house? Selling your home? Contact Kyle at homedwell.ca today.
So if you're coming to our show on Friday, they will be opening up the night. The band is Dollhead, and their song is End of Summer. I'd be willing to bet you'd see that one this Friday, May 29th. Again, they're opening up our next live show at the Blue Light Studio. It's the podcast Blue Light Sessions Volume 50. Tickets are only $25, and yes, there are still a handful left. Again, through Eventbrite.ca. You heard a band called In Signals, and that was a killer track for those guys called Disasters Are Avoidable. Dive into the full album. It is solid, start to finish. Okay, so let's get you back to some guest highlights in this episode 391 and some career highlights from this week's entertainment guests. You start to realize highlights after you've had some time to reflect on them, or often that's the case. Sometimes it's the big moments that everyone talks about. Sometimes it's the quiet ones, though, right? That never really make it past the room. Well, such is the case for a certified health and wellness expert, Aeryon Ashlie. Through Aeryon Wellness, she works with clients on behavior changes, mental clarity, and a long-term lifestyle improvement. And you're going to love her funny career highlight.
Oh, gosh, I have so many. Winning Launchpad at CHFA was definitely a career highlight. So we won Innovative Product of the Year with Up and Away, which is our 100% boric acid. I was the very first company in Canada to launch a kit with an applicator in a box. And okay, I'll tell you the story behind it because I spoke about it the other day at the summit. So I spoke at the summit for the forum, and I talked about rock bottoms. And I said, one of my rock bottoms, this is my favorite rock bottom. So it's my favorite rock bottom, but my favorite highlight as well. So I had been dating somebody for quite some time. We had a long-term monogamous relationship. He didn't get the memo on that. And the last
kind of gave it away
year
there.
Of our relationship, he was with everybody. And the worst part was everybody knew but me. And I remember crying to my mom on the phone and just like, I was devastated. My body ached, just like I was just devastated. He lived with us. So it was my daughter that was affected as well. It was just awful. Mm-hmm. And my mom's like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm like, Mom, everybody knew. Like everybody knew but me. It was so embarrassing. And then she's like, everything's going to be okay. I'm like, okay, it can't get any worse. But 2 weeks later, I found out he gave me chlamydia. So then, I did 2 rounds of antibiotics just to be safe. So chlamydia, everything's fine. But then what ended up happening is it decimated my vaginal pH. So a woman's vagina is supposed to be a 3.5, super acidic. If it becomes more alkaline, that's when you become a yeast infection. That's itchy, discharge, uncomfortable, no fun. That's around a 5, right? So we're 3.5. It goes up to around a 5. That's yeast infection. If it becomes more alkaline, you get bacterial vaginosis. So know how your listeners are like, wonderful. What are we learning today? So there's no.
They're like, what a way to wrap this up.
No itchy and uncomfortable, but there's a smell to it. It's still no fun. So after round and round of antibiotics for that, 6 months worth, I finally scored an appointment with a gynecologist, and I walked in and like shared my vaginal and emotional woes and everything. And she just was like, boric acid. I'm like, what? And she's like, boric acid. At the time, nobody sold any. So I drove from pharmacy to pharmacy to pharmacy, finding somewhere to compound it for me. And I got my boric acid, put it in my little drawer. It worked within 2 days. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this stuff is incredible. Fast forward 5 years later, I'd started Aeryon Wellness. I was driving across the Lionsgate Bridge just before you hit the lines when you're coming into downtown. And this thought came to my mind. It was like, is anybody selling boric acid? Because it wasn't a prescription. I scored the NPN for it, natural product number, which is what you have to have. I struggled with the name because a lot of the name in that category are Vaggie or Gyna, and I'm like, not doing that. I was making my bed, and in my mind, I went up and away as I threw my duvet in the air, and I was like, it's up and away because you put it up and it goes away. It's a vaginal suppository. So 4 months later, I found myself on stage pitching to 150 retailers and judges. It's kind of like our version of Dragon's Den. And I had on the screen, whenever the word vagina came up, everybody had to scream vagina, which you don't know how much people love to scream that word. So everybody screamed vagina, and I went on to win $25,000. I won Innovative Product of the Year, and I was able to dedicate it to Michaela, my daughter, because she is the one who sacrifices the most in my venture, because I'm always focusing on work. So that would have been a high moment, but it was a rock bottom. So I also say this too. I'm like, I've never been so happy that somebody cheated on me and gave me chlamydia. It's my number 3 best-selling product. I make a ton of money on it. I've helped women all across Canada. And the irony is he owns a health food store now. And I've always wondered if he carries Up and Away and he has no idea that it came from him.
Right? He very well could. That'd be hilarious.
That was definitely a highlight and a great story to always know that these rock bottom moments when we think there is no hope, that they are the moments we can learn and grow. And we need them. Whenever I get one now, when I have something really challenging show up, I'm like, okay, what am I going to learn this time? So I view it in a very different light.
Right? Like, how cool is that? She goes, I was the very first company in Canada to launch a kit with an applicator in a box. Aeryon, by the way, is a great follow on social media. As we switch gears ever so slightly, staying in the online world though, and spotlight a cosplay creator and streamer known for character-driven content, gaming culture, and community engagement. Danielle DeNicola builds immersive, character-focused audience experiences and talked about a certain promotion she did with Intel and how that stands out.
With a lot, it's hard for me because it is such a marathon of like content, this and that, so many different things that it is hard to pin down like one moment, but I have maybe a few. I would say I got to work with Intel, the like computer technology company, to like create an original character and build the costume and then wear the costume at a couple of PAX events to like promote their new computer.
Is that them reaching out to you, or how did that happen? That's crazy.
I know. It was a liaison company, like a marketing company that I had worked with before, that was working with Intel, and they wanted a cosplayer. And since they had worked with me before, they recommended me, which was crazy. But as like a lifelong gamer nerd, then that was like the coolest thing ever, where I was like, I can't believe I'm like doing this for Intel. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So that would probably be a big one, I would say.
That's so cool. She goes, as like a longtime gamer nerd, that was like the coolest thing ever. Love hearing about people's career highlights. Danielle DeNicola, by the way, is another great follow on social media. And finally, to an actor that you'll best know probably from his role as Oscar in The Walking Dead. Vincent Ward's work spans TV and film, and all the while, he has something on his mind.
My career highlight so far has got to be me being an influence to so many people.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably bigger than just the acting. You know, I get a lot of people that inbox me, and they, you know, I try to be inspirational. I try to motivate and, you know, inspire people and just be a positive person on social media. And I tell my friends, you never know who's watching you. You never know. And, you know, a lot of people inbox me and just tell me thank you. You know, I need to hear what you posted today. That type of stuff. You know, that's the type of stuff that makes me feel good. And if it wasn't for my acting career, nobody would care. So that's been a highlight.
The Toddcast Podcast. Find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and at toddhancock.ca.
I rush to complicate this, I know. Always in a constant state of yes and no. Maybe I'm living all my life in vain. Ooh, but now you got me feeling some kind of way. Just your laughing after all is everything that I could want. Just your laugh is so dear. You set you flying high, felt so am I. So am I. I'm quick to rush aside. Comes to thee, but so easily outright with you next to me. And I'll never get enough of what you do. Oh, I can never get enough of you. Oh, just your loving after all is everything that I could want. Just your love is so dear. You said you fly and high, but so am I. So am I. Well, 'cause when I'm on the precipice, feeling the weight of the world, nothing but your precious love, and all my tides they turn. Just your loving, after all, is everything that I could want. Just your love is so divine. You said you fly and I felt so am I. So am I. So am I. Got me feeling like whoa. I said, oh, whoa. Oh, said, whoa. I said, oh, whoa. Just your loving, baby. It's all that I ever wanted.
His name is Ivan Hartle, and a great song for him. It's called So Am I. He played a podcast show maybe 3 years back now and absolutely clobbered the night. So many good songs. He makes it look all so effortless. If you hear of him playing anywhere near you, trust me, go. Treat yourself. As we inch closer and closer to wrapping up this Career Highlights podcast, at some point, all of this comes down to something pretty simple: believing in yourself. Not in a loud, over-the-top, boisterous kind of way, but the quieter kind. The kind that keeps you going when things don't land. Because if you're in this long enough, you will get tested. Everyone does. But the key isn't avoiding that. It's pushing through anyway. And I truly appreciate you being there right till the end, by the way. My name is Todd Hancock. That's going to do it for this one. Episode 391, Career Highlights in the bag. If you like what you heard, please do tell your friends about us. It's a big way of how we grow. We're a part of the Realm.fm network. If you want to check out more fiction and nonfiction podcasts, realm.fm. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Megaphone, pretty much wherever you listen, I suppose. Also, of course, we have the videos at our YouTube channel. Comment and rate the podcast at those channels. It helps out with the search results. Of course, we are Toddcast Podcast. Huge thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors. You can find links to all sponsor websites at toddhancock.ca. If you would like to sponsor this podcast, you can for as little as $10 a day. Contact info@toddhancock.ca. Maybe we'll have a beer, have a coffee, and see how we can work together. And this always applies. If you help us find a sponsor, we'll give you a commission. Right? How cool is that? Till next time, don't be an asshole, because nobody wants to be around that. Have fun, play hard, and most of all, believe in yourself.
You've been listening to the Toddcast Podcast, powered by Citywide Mortgage Services, dedicated to helping you find the best mortgage rates, available 7 days a week, at citywidemortgage.ca.